We're the virus,
and you're watching.
We're the virus, and you're watching Wheeler's Weekend Jams live and direct.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the virus. We got Paul, Dave, and Josh. How you guys doing?
Good, man.
Fantastic. You guys are playing a show tonight at Reggie's. How has this East Coast tour been going so far for you guys?
It's been phenomenal.
Awesome.
Yeah, all the turnouts were good. We had one Lemon show, but even the Lemon show wasn't a bad show. It was just not a lot of people in a gigantic room. But other than that, everything's been at or above what we expected it to be. So we've been really well received.
Cool. Now you guys are back with a reunion tour. You guys have been back on the road. Have you guys stopped at any interesting spots along the way? Anything interesting? I saw your guys at the...
We've been learning some interesting things on the road. Learning to live a different way sometimes.
Such as?
So just, things on the fly.
Things
Life on the fly.
Life on the fly.
Life on the fly.
It's definitely a different experience for me from when I was younger. It definitely is testing my age in a good way.
Yeah.
It's a good challenge.
Oh, totally.
We saw the Oscar Mayer Wiener movie.
I saw that picture.
So that was pretty cool. It's been a blur. I'm trying
we
to
haven't been anywhere for longer than 24 hours. It's been a lot of the time in the
It's
van.
13 shows, 13 days, so it's nonstop, and some of the drives are 6, 7, 8 hours or more. So a lot of times it's get to town at 5 or 6, load in, play the show out by midnight, and then drive 8 hours to the next town so we can actually be somewhere for 24 hours and not have to be totally transient.
We did see Florida burning.
Yeah, the highways in Florida are on fire.
Really?
Yeah.
I woke up, someone was like, "Hey, Florida's burning."
It's a controlled burn.
Yeah, between Tampa and Miami.
Really?
I smelled the smoke, and I thought the van was on fire or some shit. We saw that in California. We were on the West Coast.
Yeah,
Remember
it was
that?
like
It was the
controlled
same thing.
burning.
It was just all along the sides of the road, just little.
On fire.
The grass was burning. So bad that we hit a cloud that was like fog. Like everybody told our roadie to slow down because it was zero visibility like that.
Man.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Oh, nuts. Wow, that's interesting. Well, you guys, your last album, Benefits of War, was released back in 2003. Is there any hints of working on a new album at all for the future?
Absolutely.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
We wrote 4 songs already, and we hope to write a record over the course of the next year and self-release it, hopefully by the end of next year. We're going to do it all on our own dime. So the timeline it's not set in stone. Everybody has jobs, and some of us have wives and kids, and we're fairly spread out. So just getting together to rehearse is a bit of a feat for us. It's we got a guy that flies in. He'll fly into Baltimore
There's
and
no
then
more
take a bus to
writing
Harrisburg.
every day of the week to
Yeah.
practice. That's done.
Yeah.
So even the writing process has been a little bit different. Like instead of just coming with a riff or two, each guy's coming with a few songs that are pretty much finished, and then we're playing them for one another and picking our favorites and working them out. So we wrote 4 songs in a day and a half about a month and a half ago. So if we can get in 4 or 5 more rehearsals like that, we should be able to bang a record out.
Great. I would love to hear the new tracks, man. Send me those.
We're excited about it. It's exciting to write at this point because everybody has grown so much musically, both with their taste and their abilities. So where we were a decade ago versus now, the stuff that we're into and the stuff that we're writing is it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Always, fresh material. That's good. Well, quote unquote, people say that the punk rock scene is dead. Your opinion on that?
Well, if that's what you say, then it is.
You think it is?
Yeah, to them, yeah, sure.
To them, if you say it's dead to you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But from what I've seen over the last 10 days, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
The people that say that have compromised something in their life, they associate punk with like childhood and not, further any kind of like adult thing. So they compromise punk values and they're doing the shit that the records told them was system or whatever. So it's usually bullshit geezers that are like, punk's dead when I was a kid, blah blah blah. Cool, man. I'll see you at a show. Meanwhile, I'll see you at a show if you even get there. Whatever. Fuck that.
I think any musical genre in its inception is now dead.
Agreed.
I mean, it's changed. You know what I mean? Like, that version is certainly no longer exists. But the evolution of any genre of music continues, and it's the same with punk. There's new genres of punk that have popped up in the last 5 to 10 years that are changing what was done before. So, are the Sex Pistols dead? Sure.
Yeah. But their music still lives on.
It doesn't mean that punk is dead.
Exactly. in my opinion, I really think the pop culture is the Armageddon of music. I mean, you got your American Idols and all that. What are your thoughts on the music generation, like at this moment in time?
I think they're spoiled.
They're grasping at nothing. Everything's so mixed up that kids are just getting fed stuff that'll make a corporation money. You know what I mean? If the line's long over there, then all of a sudden every fucking thing is going to sound like that. And in America, it's the pop, Britney Spears, bullshit, auto-tune vocal, dance shit that old moms can work out to and that they can play in the mall, and that's not fucking subversive at all.
Yeah.
So it's all bullshit. But it makes, to counterbalance that, it makes the underground better. Like underground music, kids will wake up, kids coming up and be like, this bullshit is what my mom's listening to. Fuck this, So it helps and it hurts. But
my daughter's 12 years old and she listens to One Direction, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like every new generation is going to find music in one way or another. I think that the biggest problem, not only with the younger musical generation, but with the younger generation, not just in regards to music, but just in general, is entitlement. I think that the internet has spoiled everyone. All of the information is at a push of a button now. When I was young, I couldn't find a band by putting it into Spotify and then find another band that I'm probably going to like just at a click. And now it's on demand.
Yeah.
Everyone's desires are on demand and at a click of a button. And that's a scary thing for where that's going to take music in the next 5 to 10 years as this generation grows up and what they expect, what they feel like they're entitled to.
It's a double-edged, it's great that bands don't need record labels anymore. But on the other hand, kids don't have to go to record stores.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
I remember driving 2 hours to go to the record store, and I'd pull a record out and be like, I know I like this record. Here's everything that these guys seem to like because they're all have it on their jackets.
Yeah.
So I'm going to buy those records too.
Yeah, exactly.
Places like this excite me, tremendously. When we came up here, I got more interested in looking through the bins than sitting down and talking about the virus. After this is done, that's the next thing. And Dave and I will be competing for the best stack, I'm sure.
Nice, yeah. A little bit out of the pop culture. I'm always interested in what musicians listen to outside of what music they play. Do you guys have any records that you guys been listening to lately? Any new bands you guys been really getting into?
Man, I'm all over. Well, I work at a record store. Been out for 15 years, but I'm that guy that will always listen to punk and hardcore forever. So I don't get, and I'm stubborn and I'm old and I'm bitchy about it. So I don't go too far out of that realm.
Yeah.
I could probably be easier for me to tell you 10 records that fucking suck. But as far as punk goes, obviously, Who Killed Spiky Jackets making a lot of waves. I'd say the real punk, and they're fucking shit up, and that's cool. This generation of hardcore, real hardcore, it's fast again. It's not dudes in athletic apparel fucking punching each other in the throat.
Lifting weights.
Yeah, it's gnarly. There's a lot of good bands. Pretty much anything on Grave Mistake is amazing. The Nightbirds are an amazing band. And I'm seeing more and more, girl bands, Big Eyes are amazing. That's the stuff I always listen to. I try and keep my finger on the pulse a little bit, But as far as outside of that genre, I like some black metal. That's sort of like my dark secret. But other than that, I'm not reaching too far out of anything underground or exciting.
Yeah.
I like the Ramones.
Who doesn't like the Ramones?
I listen to a lot of Ramones.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
I'm all over the place.
All over the place.
I'm listening to everything.
Yeah.
Right on. Speaking of still in the punk movement, HR from Bad Brains is coming out with a documentary. Your guys' thoughts on the Bad Brains? Are they a big inspiration to you guys? Or
I'm not a fan.
Not a
Can
fan?
I be 100% honest?
Be 100% honest, man.
If you're an HR fan or a Bad Brains fan, you got to give them 3 tries because 2 of them are going to suck ass. I saw him once where he didn't address the crowd at all. The back was to the crowd the whole time. And aside from going to the microphone every once in a while and calling everyone in the room a white devil, he sung no songs. So that's what
Interesting.
you think Bad Brains is. Cool. That's not what I was hoping Bad Brains was. I wanted to hear like Pay to Come and maybe play a fucking song. That'd be awesome. Considering that's what I paid for. Second time was cool. He did play some songs, but he was wearing a blonde wig and a white cowboy hat. Kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
A little odd. Third time, again, we were all white devils. I think he saved 3 jars of his own piss and said it was because of some Rastafarian thing where everything that came out of his body was important. Wasn't into that either,
That's funny. You said that he's been, because this documentary is coming out, so he's been like making special appearances at random shows. And there was one recently he came on stage with the Deftones, and he was singing with Chino, the lead singer, and obviously the band was on key.
Yeah.
He was off key. And I mean, it was cool that he was on stage.
Did he have a wig on or no?
He had a hat on. He had some
Cowboy?
random.
Yeah.
He's out there.
Yeah, he's a little out there.
To his credit, he never said he wouldn't be out there though. So,
Yeah,
right.
fuck it. I mean, he threw some shitty fucking reggae tunes on with good punk rock, so he was definitely out there.
Well, other than music, what are your true inspirations in life?
My daughter.
Your daughter. Yeah.
Be the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids.
Ah,
boy.
the dads.
The dads.
Dave is not a dad.
I don't have an other than music. If I'm not doing this, I'm at a record store. That's it.
Right on. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I don't have any kids yet, but yeah, I could see it being very inspiring. I have a little sister, and I took her to that show, the Less Than Jake show last week. That was her first. An Anti-Flag opened up, and that just seeing the expression on her in her face, like there's. Oh my God! There's so much more out there, that she saw her first Circle Pit, and to me, I felt like, yeah, I did a good job.
I could broaden that answer just to family.
Yeah.
In general, my
Yeah.
family's very important.
Yeah.
To me, the decisions that I make.
Definitely. Sure. Yeah. Well, one last question, guys. I ask every band this question, but if you had to compare your music with a movie, what movie would it be and why?
Oh man.
Can I say Falling Down?
Yes, Douglas.
That was the first one that came to
Yeah.
mind. I think the second would be Escape from New York.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice. Yeah, I love Escape from New York. Anything
Pretty
John
much
Carpenter.
anything 80s, I think. The whole band.
They Live?
I'm trying to think of something
They Live
that's
is a
violent
phenomenal
and
movie.
funny. I don't know. But,
Repo Man?
yeah, Repo
Good
Man's
movie.
cool. There you go.
All 80s. Any 80s horror?
Gleaming
Any-
the Cube, man.
Gleaming the Cube. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend.
Yeah.
Dave and I just watched Mrs. Doubtfire last night.
Nice.
I think you
Nice.
could probably really compare it to like Over the Top.
Over the top.
Big Trouble, Little China.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tremors 3.
Why not Tremors 1? It's okay.
It's a reunion tour.
Nice. Well, is there anything you guys would like to say to your fans out there? Anything else anything that's on your mind? You guys would like to say?
We've all been really humbled by the support. Flattered, honestly. We played in Louisville last night. 50 people in the room. There were people there that had driven from Toledo, which was 5 hours, St. Louis, which was more than that. People that came from Tennessee, people that drove
California.
from Texas, a kid that rode a train from Tucson, Arizona, and a couple that drove out from California to see us play. And that's fucking humble.
crazy.
You know
That
what I mean?
is.
And that's that when I get home and the dust settles from all of this, and I think about all that, that's the motivation to do the next tour. You know what I mean? Because I know there's people out there that can't drive that far, that want to see the music just as bad, if not worse.
Yeah.
I feel like we owe it to them.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate all that a lot.
Yeah, it's
it really
cool to
hits home.
still meet people that have a crack at living like we lived. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Punk helped us out. It saved our lives. I mean, we're from small towns. We could be like fucking Duck Dynasty motherfucking hillbillies if it weren't for punk rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
With a couple other
to see
decisions,
that it
yeah.
comes through and you just meet someone younger that's like just getting into it now, it's like your life could be pretty cool. You could see some of the fucking crazy shit in the world and it'll be awesome.
There was a skinhead kid in Atlanta. It was his first punk rock show.
First show, yeah.
Oh,
I met him after
Awesome.
the show. And that's fucking rad.
He'll always remember that
Exactly.
first show, the virus. Yeah.
So will I. That's cool.
That's awesome. Well, guys, I really appreciate the interview, guys.
Thanks,
and
man.
rock on at the show tonight.
We'll
and
give it a shot.
yes, the virus playing tonight in Chicago at Reggie's Rock Club. We're out.
We're the virus, and you're watching.